Thank you. Thanks for having me.
No problem. Welcome to the Fashion Roundtable.
Yes.
So, David, how you been?
I've been good. Working, busy, trying to stay safe and healthy.
Main important thing, especially with everything going on. Speaking of the COVID-19 and everything, how did the COVID-19 impact you or affect you and your brand?
You know, COVID really, I got a lot of positive out of it. I was able to strengthen my brand. I took advantage of the opportunity to make masks and to capitalize off of that. I ended up making masks for brides. I did designer masks for a couple of folks. I sold over 300 masks during COVID-19. And so I mean, though it was a tough time for everybody, I made the best of that time and was able to use my creative energy and my juices to capitalize on.
That's good. That's really good. It's good to see that you it's helping you more than like affecting you and your brand. That's good to know. So absolutely. You being the traveling tailor, right? What made you start the Traveling Tailor as a brand?
Well, so I've been designing for a while now, and I finally found my niche, which is suits. I wear suits every day, and I work with people that wear suits every day, so it just made sense for me. I found myself traveling a lot to fit people for suits. I found myself always on the road, going to help customers with their needs. And one day it just clicked. I was in the airport, and I was talking to somebody on the phone, and I said, I'm like a traveling tailor. And boom, it just hit me. So I created the Traveling Tailor as a brand, shifted gears with what I was doing, and really made it something that I couldn't believe would turn into what it is now.
That is amazing. That is absolutely amazing. Now, you do have a book also as well called what?
The Power of a Suit.
The Power of a Suit. So tell us a little bit about your book, The Power of a Suit.
Well, the Power of a Suit is an inspirational guide. I wrote this book because I've had so many positive experiences when I wore a suit, from the time I was young until now. But it's also based on the first chapter of the book is called The Epiphany. I used to watch my grandfather get dressed when he would go out for a night on the town. And it was a whole day for him. He would press his clothes. He would listen to music while he was getting himself together. You know, he would brush his hair. And when he put on that suit, it was like a superhero's cape. He transformed into this confident, powerful man. He always was. But I saw that. So when I had my first positive experience with the suit, I reflected back on that. I remember I must have been 7. My aunt bought me a suit for Easter Sunday to go to church. And I had on my little khaki suit, and I went to church, and all the ladies, you know, they rubbed my head or they gave me a kiss on the cheek, and they told me how handsome I was. And I was like, wow, is that what it's like when you wear a suit? So that was my first run-in with the power of a suit. And I've seen that throughout my career and throughout my life. So I decided to create this inspirational guide to hopefully help people that look like me and that just want to be inspired by a positive story.
Nice. That is amazing. Now, if you guys want to get the power of a suit, please make sure you guys contact him. Now, because that's something that every man should definitely get to know and feel that that dominance and that power when they put on the suit. And I'm sure the suit doesn't make them, but it definitely help out the process, all right?
It helps the process, and you'll be surprised. People treat you different. You feel different. They hold doors for you. They call you Mister. I mean, it's it's almost like a Clark Kent superhero cape. Is how I describe it. You're in a different zone when you have on the suit.
That's amazing. That is absolutely amazing. So it's pretty much safe to say that you, when you was young, watching your father and everything, inspired you to write that book because it made you feel that way, right?
Absolutely, 100%.
Awesome. That is amazing. Now, knowing that you are a African American man that live in the United States and with everything going on with racial profiling, with you wearing a suit, do you find yourself being racially profiled even when wearing a nice tailored suit?
Um, Actually, the opposite. When I'm not in a suit, I'm in sweatpants and a hoodie, and you
Mm-hmm.
would be surprised the different response that I get when I'm in sweatpants and a hoodie.
Mm-hmm.
When I wear a suit, it's a complete 360. Well, some people say that racism hides behind faces.
Mm-hmm.
So, uh, they treat you different, but they still look at you the same no matter what you have on when you
Right.
look like me. But as far as how you feel, the way people make you feel, for me, when I'm in a suit, I feel like, okay, I'm empowered just a little bit more,
Mm-hmm.
and I have a little bit more a little bit more pull. I've seen some of my colleagues when I'm not in a suit and I have on sweatpants and a t-shirt or a hoodie, they walk right past me like they don't even know me. And I
Yeah.
have to stop and be like, hey, and they're like, oh, David, oh, you look different. And I'm like, I look the same, I just don't have on a suit. So, yeah, definitely a different feel.
That's good to know. That's good to know. That's good to know that you haven't been affected by any of the racial profiling that's going on nowadays, especially when you're wearing a nice tailored suit. By the
Yeah.
way, I definitely looked up some of your work. Your work is absolutely amazing, by the way. Just wanted to
Thank you
let you
so
know
much.
that.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely amazing. All right, now I do have another question. Where do you see the Traveling Tailor within 10 years from now? Where do you see your brand?
I'm going to be a global brand. I want my suits to be in every household, not only for men, but for women. I want seniors and juniors that are going to prom to have on a traveling tailor. I want them to be rocking this emblem on the inside of their right sleeve.
Nice.
Only my suits have this. That's how you know it's the traveling tailor. It's a discreet but very classic look.
Mhm.
I've been designing for a long time. I've done full collections. I've been doing fashion shows. I've been grinding. I've taken a step back. I've listened to God and just really followed my heart. And to see where this brand has gone and to see the response to the Traveling Tailor
Mhm.
as a brand has just been phenomenal. So I look at the work that I've done in 5 years, and
Mhm.
in 10 years, it's going to be amazing, truly amazing.
Listen, I'm looking forward to it, and I can totally see it. I can see it now. Like
Thank
your work is way too amazing for it not to be global or like worldwide in everybody's closet. It's
you. Yes,
too
indeed.
amazing for it not to be.
I received that.
We're gonna talk that into
We're
existence.
going to speak it into existence. Absolutely.
All right, are you ready for the we want to know questions?
Let's go. I got my cue cards.
Awesome. So, if you had the chance to collaborate with one well-known designer, who would it be and why?
So this was one of the toughest questions because my style is just so broad.
Mhm.
I'm versatile. I can transition to really anything. So my first somebody who I've always wanted to work with is Terry Mugler
Hmm.
because of he's so artistic. And when you see his designs, it's just like, wow. I like the artistic vibe, and I consider my work to be art as well. So I think that would be a dope collaboration. So Terry McVeigh, if you're listening, I would love to collab with you. And then on the flip side, and this might cause a lot of controversy, but Kanye West. I think Kanye, um, he's an artist too. And like I said, I'm a sweatshirt and t-shirts type of guy.
Mhm.
So looking at some of Kanye's collections, sometimes I look and I'm like, man, I could put a little twist on that, or I could do this to it. I really think that would be a dope collaboration as well.
I definitely, especially with Kanye West, because he has a very unique way of thinking,
Yes,
and your unique suits that you have versus his unique style will make a bomb collection. I
that
can
could
simply
be
see
dope. Absolutely.
that. Now, I know that you are a traveling tailor and you work with a lot of different materials, right?
Yes.
What exactly is your favorite material that you like to work with and why?
Well, from a suit standpoint, I'm a pinstripe guy. I love pinstripe.
Hmm.
100% wool Murano fabrics are my favorite because they're breathable, they're durable, they're very high end. And with pinstripes, I mean, you could wear it to the office, you can transition it to a night on the town, you can dress it up, you can wear jeans with the blazer, and it's always a classic look. But, I've also created full collections. And I use a lot of different materials because I sketch the designs, and then when I go fabric shopping, I like to touch and feel and look at it, and I'm like, you know what, this is dope for this season. So it's really hard to pick one specific type of fabric that I like, but for suits, definitely pinstripe all the way.
Okay, all right. So when you do go shopping for materials, you like to get more of a touch feel, so you get more of a connection of how it will feel on a customer's skin and things like that.
Yes, exactly. And how much it stretches, how heavy it is,
Hmm.
the whole 9 yards. Absolutely.
Okay. Now, what's the worst piece of advice that you have ever received?
Oh man. So I'm a busybody. I
Mm.
like to work, I like to hustle, I like to grind. And I've had so many people tell me, you need to slow down, or you're doing too much, or you need to take a break. And that it just doesn't register with my goals. It doesn't line up with what I'm trying to accomplish. And my grandfather would always tell me, you can sleep when you're dead. And I truly believe that. I think right now, at this point in my life, I need to be hustling. I need to be grinding. I have a family. I have a wife. I have a home. And that's what's most important to me right now, was creating a legacy. And I can't do that if I slow down. And that phrase always resonates in the back of my head when I get a little tired or when I get a little discouraged. I'm like, should I have listened? But then something amazing happens, and it's like, nah, bro, you need to keep going. So,
That's good. That's really good to know that you are definitely a go-getter. I can totally see it. I can totally see it in your work and your demeanor, everything. It looked like you're definitely not a laid-back person and take it easy.
no, I don't
All
know.
right. So, would you rather be loved or feared?
So for me, I would rather be fair.
Okay.
And because for me, with fear comes respect,
Hmm.
admiration,
Hmm.
and ultimately love all in one package.
Okay.
Um, for my 9 to 5, I manage a team of people. And, some of them love me, some of them don't. They all fear me, which ultimately leads to them doing their job 200%,
Hmm.
knowing that, well, you know what, I can't do this, or I can't do that. They walk around, but they ultimately respect me and they admire me and they tell me that. So I mean, I don't like to be fair, but if I had to choose between love and fear,
Hmm.
I would want to be fair, because love is nestled in that whole fear
Okay.
thing.
Because it does fall into the same category as well. I can totally agree with you on that. Now, what are your three favorite movies and why?
So I'm all over the place when it comes to movies. I like all types of stuff. So I got my three. So my number one is a classic. It's an oldie. Death Becomes Her with Goldie Hawn. Have you seen
Mm.
that? It's an old movie. You gotta see it. You would like it. It's a comedy, but it is hilarious. It's a great movie. My second is Avengers: Infinity War. Uh,
Oh, yes.
I love Infinity War. I love all the heroes. And it's funny, I was telling my wife the other day, were watching it for the 10,000th time. And I was like, you know what? I like Thanos. Am I a bad person because I like Thanos? And we just
No,
started
no,
laughing.
not at all. No.
I'm like, Thanos is just misunderstood. So that's one. And then my last one is Catch Me If You Can, Leonardo DiCaprio.
Hmm.
That's also a old movie. I like how he thinks. He's a busybody just like me. And the movie just it's definitely a classic. So those are my three that I can think of off the top of my head.
Okay. Well, those are some really good choices.
Yeah.
All right, you guys, that is David President, aka the Traveling Tailor. All right,
Yes.
now, David, can you let us know where we can find you and anything that's coming up, far as any projects that we should be prepared for or excited about?
Absolutely. So you can find me here on Instagram at DPresidentAttire. You can also visit my website to purchase my book, The Power of a Suit, at DPresidentAttire, or just click the link in my bio. As far as what's coming up, I'm going to be releasing some new content for summer, some new suits, and then I also have the new fall winter collection that's coming out right after that. I'm going to be doing a short little book tour, so I may be in the Tampa area soon.
Nice.
And yep, just continue to follow me online. I always have things that are going on. Would love to see you guys at some of the events. And I really appreciate the Fashion Roundtable for inviting me on tonight just to share my story and to talk a little bit about what I do. I admire what you guys are doing at the Fashion Roundtable. I'm a big fan, and I really appreciate you all.
We are so listen, it's our pleasure to have you on here, honey. You are an amazing designer, and we had to have you on here. We had to. We had to. This is what the platform is for, to showcase and put you guys here to let us know your story and your journey. And it's a pleasure to have you here, and we appreciate everything from you.
Thank
you so much, David.
Absolutely. Much respect. Y'all have a good one.
Bye, you guys. Thank you guys for joining.